Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Going back out to Maine Beer Company, courtesy of my man Jonathan. I appreciate you, my bro. This is Thank You. It says India Pale Ale 2024. I'm a big fan of Maine Beer Company. They're in Maine. But they're in, come on, I know this. Son of a. Where are they? Is it Freeport? Yeah, Freeport, Maine. I thought I drank this beer already. I thought I had this recorded, and I looked in my fridge, and it was still there. So, Jonathan, I apologize for not drinking this earlier. So we got a little hashtag Team Old IPA, but this is not his fault. This is my fault. Bottled on April 23rd. So, 2.5 months in the bottle. It's not old, dude, but it's not as fresh as when he sent it. I could have swore I fucking drank this, and I didn't. He sent me lunch, and we drank that, and then I thought I drank this the same day, and I didn't. So, we're going to drink it now. It says, thank you is dedicated to all who enjoy our beer. Thank you. That's me. Without you, our commitment to nonprofit partners who champion animal protection, climate action, community service, equity, and inclusion, land preservation, outdoor recreation would not be possible. God bless Maine Beer Company. So let's get into it. I'm excited. I love drinking old IPAs. This is not that old. We are Team Old IPA on the Instagram if you'd like to follow along. Into the Maine Beer Company glass, because you guys know beer tastes better in proper glassware. This will, doesn't matter if it's 2.5 months in the bottle. Proper glassware, I'll hook it up for show. I'm a big fan of Maine. I love lunch, I love dinner. They make a beer called Another One that I love. What's the other IPA that they do? They make just good hoppy beers. So let's get into it, shall we? This kind of looks old school to me. It's like an amberish, almost copper color. Tons of carb in the glass. Look at the head, dude. 2.5 fingers of just thick, fluffy, marshmallowy head. Looks awesome. But yeah, this is definitely darker in color than these new school West Coast IPAs. I mean, there's a chill haze on this. I would say it's clear, though. I can see the shadow of my finger through this glass. So let's shove our fat nose in this, see what it's got. This definitely smells old school. I like that, though. Like, this is so different than everything that we're drinking right now. This is sweet. It's brown bread. But it's piney and it's floral. Does it say the hops? It does not. I would guess that this is kind of old school, like sea-hopped. I have no idea if that's the case, but with that pininess, it's like that Chinook kind of cascadey thing. And I just, with the color, you can tell, like, I would say, I don't know because I don't brew beer, but it reminds me of the days of, like, when they were using, like, crystal malt. It's sweet. It's bready. But it's still plenty hoppy, like, even at 2.5 months in the bottle. This is giving me old school vibes. Did we say the ABV? Does it say the ABV? 6.2%. I didn't even say that. We did a couple beer reviews today. It's fine. Yeah, this is definitely like an old school smelling IPA, and I'm here for it. Let's go and taste it, Jonathan. Cheers, bro. Thanks. This is an old school IPA. You don't get anything like this anymore. I love that they did this. I'm guessing this is on purpose. I mean, there's no way that this isn't, it's not that old. So this is probably what they intended. And this is a throwback. This beer is awesome. This is sweet, it's bready, it's caramely, but there's a good amount of bitterness on the middle of my tongue. It's that like pine coney, again with this one, floral, a little bit of like lemon zest, like citrus zest. And it is super fucking dry on the finish. That like kind of bready sweetness that you're tasting, it finishes with like that kind of, is it brown bread? I always think of brown bread when I drink like bready beers, just because I think I loved brown bread at restaurants so much as a kid growing up. But yeah, this is like, it's fun to drink a beer like this. Nobody's making IPAs like this anymore. These were the IPAs we used to drink, 10, 12 years ago. That sweetness goes so well with like all that floral and like piney, almost, it's like sprucey. It just works well. Like that bitterness is there, but that sweetness kind of balances it out. Super dry on the finish, ridiculously easy drinking. This is good. I'm guessing that like if I were, I'll look it up after this. The Untappd check-ins on this beer, I would say this beer is not very highly rated, just because this is something that's completely different than dudes these days are drinking. But if you were drinking hoppy beers, if you were a hophead back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. Before the whole hazy thing, before the new school West Coast IPA, like these were the beers that we were drinking. Something like this back then, people were probably losing their mind over, but in 2024, maybe not. For me, this is a good beer. I very much enjoy something like this just because, like I said, it's something that we used to drink, and it's fun to drink stuff like this again. So we'll leave it at that. Jonathan, I appreciate you sharing this one. I'm sorry that it took me a little while to get to this, but this is Thank You 2024 from Maine. Do you guys have this one? I dig this, but it'll be fun to look it up and see what the internets are saying about it. So if you did, let's talk about it. If not, next time they brew this, check it out. Like this, you can kind of see what IPA used to be. So that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam